Welcome to the high school awards. Nice to see everybody here. It's Miss Peggy. I'm not going to stand up here and talk for a long time because you want to hear about all the wonderful awards that all the high school students are getting. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Rourke, but again wanted to say welcome to parents and families. So glad to see you all here. And some of you we will see again tonight. So, all right, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Rourke.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to be giving out the art awards first, and then be joined with Mr. Honey and Mr. White. With the art awards, we get the same treatment or wonderful privilege as the middle school did and the elementary school did as well, which I'll announce tomorrow. But we received instruction from a group called KMAC, Kentucky Museum of Art and Craft. That's been going on for a good 19 years or so here at KSB. And they supply art instructors, and then I have kind of branched out in recent years and done some art in my classes as well. So kind of combining all of that, I watch throughout the year for students who are excelling in their artwork and who puts forth a lot of effort. And so kind of came up with some awards for those students. The top medal awards, I have 2 of those. And both of these students were in my arts appreciation class. One of them came out for a semester. She didn't get to do it the second semester, but did it the first. And every time, she came in and she did an art project, whether it was with me in my class or with them, it was just fabulous. She has just a natural talent. So I want for her to know that. And she's looking at me like, it is me. And so one of the top medal awards is going to Cherish Mims. And the next person for one of the top medal art awards, this student was in my arts appreciation class. I've had her for several years. She has a lot of talent. And she was in some kind of group. She'd have to tell everyone separately some other time about this art group that she is in. And I think it was something having to do with sidewalk chalk and painting. And that top medal award winner goes to Layla Grottenholler. Layla. Improved. Oh my gosh, I think I've had him since kindergarten. Now that I sit here and think about it. Long time together. Music and art together. And he has definitely made a huge improvement, and all of the KMAC artists agreed. And he was in both semesters of KMAC this year during 5th period. And that student is Hayden Ashley. And the next student, another student in the arts appreciation class. Now let me explain, the arts appreciation is not just art. It's drama, music, art, and also dance. So that was not just art, but this student always wanted to do just art, no matter where he was. And I just want to make sure that I honor that because, there's nothing wrong with wanting to do art all the time. Hey, you may find a career in that someday. So this student with the honorable mention ribbon in high school for art is Stephen Figueroa.
Sorry, stop, please. Yeah,
All right, Mr. White and Mr. Honey will come up and they will discuss and announce their music award winners, and then I'll do the whole list of the ribbon recipients today for participation in music.
Hi, I'm Wade Honey. I teach piano. And the first Top Medal Award, I'm gonna give to a student that I've had for a few years, and he is always excited to play. And he always works really hard the entire lesson. I don't think we ever have to take a break. And he's always coming up with great songs to work on, and he always excels. So I am proud to give this to Caleb Adams.
Hi, my name is Mr. White, and I have an award, a Music Top Medal Award that goes to this young lady who had no less than 15 songs prepared, and we only could play one of them for our recital. She's so amazing, and Miss B was joking with her in the hallway and asked her, how long did it take you to learn that song? She said about 10 minutes. And Miss B thought she was joking, and she wasn't. She can learn very quickly. She's an amazing bass player and just a super student, Erin Willoughby.
Good job, Feisty girl.
This next award goes to a student who I've had since he was probably in first or second grade, and showed an interest in playing, but it wasn't until this past year that he really wanted to dive in and be really good at his instrument. He approached me at the beginning of the year and he said, Mr. White, can I learn how to play the bass this year? And he started off just playing a few notes, and now he's just taken it on to where he may do this later on as a studio musician or a professional musician at some level. I don't know. He's really come an awful long way. I'm so proud of him. E.J. Holden. This next student is for the most improved medal. I've also had him since I've been here, and that's many years, I guess 8 years now. He'll tell me exactly when I got here. But he started off playing dulcimer, and we switched to bass, and he also has an incredible ear, and it's such a pleasure to watch him grow and learn how to play music at a whole other level now, and that's Mr. Brock Fannin.
Our other most improved medal goes to one of my newest students. Last year we had him in middle school and he worked in a group, but I got to have him one-on-one, which is always fun because we really get to cover a lot of ground. And he was always so eager to learn and tried really hard, practiced outside of class, and just had such a great attitude about it all. I actually don't think he's here today, but if he is, would Caleb Robinson stand up? We'll make sure Caleb Robinson gets this. We also have a couple honorable mentions. The first one is another student we actually had in the group, and he was doing great, but I got to work with him one-on-one, and he really excelled. It was just so impressive to see what he did. He also picked an ABBA song to play, which was really fun. So I'm happy to give this award to Micah Taylor. And the other honorable mention for music goes to actually an older sibling of another winner. He loves piano more than any other student I have, maybe. We finished a recital and he sat down at the piano and was sad that I turned off the keyboard so he couldn't practice some more. So anyway, I don't think he is here either, but this goes to Jaden Robinson.
High school students, if you were involved in lessons, whether it was pulled from my class or pulled from another class or after school, will you please stand? I'm going to be speaking to all but 3 of you, which is pretty impressive. I'm going to go through your names. Everyone will hold their applause till the end. Mr. Honey and Mr. White will hand you a participant ribbon. Caleb Robinson, Micah Taylor, Brandon Sears, Layla Grottenholler, Stephen Figueroa, John Ballard, Cherish Mims, Macy Spiegelmeyer, Colton Peters, Alana Lard, E.J. Holden, Hayden Ashley, Valerie Alvarez, Sophia Thompson, Mahogany Taylor, Jaden Robinson, Brock Fannin, Brevin Fannin, Aaron Willoughby, Corey Wallace, Tamaya Jordan, London Henry, Faith Cook, Caleb Adams, and Jackson Sanders. And I hope I've got everybody. They're still finishing up, and I know some of our students are not here, a few of them, so we'll get their participation ribbons. All right, thank you very much. If I left anyone off, I'll make sure you get yours. Sorry, it's been a long few days or a long couple of weeks. Thank you, huge thank you to Mr. White and Mr. Honey for all of their work. I know they stepped up and done a lot more this year, just thinking about the future. And I'll say the same quote that I told my middle schoolers, so I've had some practice, so maybe I won't mess it up as much this afternoon as I did this morning. And it's my new email signature, and it's meant for my students. And some of you all, like I mentioned with Hayden, I've had since kindergarten. So I just want you to know that you have taught me more than I will have ever, or I could have ever taught you. So I'm gonna miss you all very, very much, and I wish our seniors the best, and I wish everyone the best, and thank you so much. You've been wonderful. I mean, there's no other words to describe how wonderful you've been. The best kids on the planet is what I always say. So thank you very much, everyone, for the music department.
And first I'm going to give the 2 Assistive Technology Awards on behalf of Ms. Wilkinson, who could not be with us. The first one is the most improved in assistive technology, and I can bear witness because he has guided me around that laptop, goes to Hayden Ashley. The second AT award is our leadership in assistive technology. Again, I can bear witness. She is a whiz with that Braille note touch. Miss Erin Willoughby. Now for my Braille award. This student would be receiving this award even if English were his first language, and even if he were not also a print user. The Black Belt in Braille Award goes to Eric Echeverria.
And up next, we have our O&M instructors, Ms. Jess Belcher and Ms. Connie Hill.
So I just started doing O&M in January with most of the students that I worked with. And I had one kiddo that far exceeded my expectations of what we were going to get done in just a few short months. So my most improved award goes to a student that we ended up getting a cane in his hand, and he's doing great. He's learned his routes, he can walk them independently, and this was all things he could not do in January. So my most improved award goes to Brandon Sears. Next, my most outstanding award goes to a student that I've had the pleasure of working with for a little bit of time. And this student has done an excellent job this year, to the point that I am giving them addresses and letting them go. And they're getting where they need to be independently without much instruction from me. So my most outstanding O&M award this year goes to Brandon Marini. And then last but certainly not most least, I have an outstanding senior award. I've had the pleasure of working with a few of our seniors this year, and we've really been pushing hard to gain those skills that they need to be independent after high school. And this one student, we had a rocky relationship to an extent. I think we liked each other, but he was a little unsure about me. He's done a phenomenal job, and I can't wait to hear about all the things that happen in the future for him. So not only is he my most outstanding one, he has shown a lot of improvement. So my most outstanding senior goes to Jonte Moore.
Hi, I'm Connie Peel, Orientation and Mobility, and I have several awards. My first award goes to a student who's worked very hard in walking to work. He does have assistance, but he is able to do this with assistance, and he walks to work, which is 7 blocks, to St. Francis of Rome, works and turn around, and we return to KSB, and that's Brevin Phantom. This next student, I've known him since 3rd grade. He is become an awesome traveler. He has gained confidence. He was walking by himself independently to work, not only here this year, but during the summer in the summer work program. Eric Echeverria. This next student gets the most improved award. She came to our school this year. We worked on the route to McDonald's for 3 months before she had to start her job, and she was able to walk independently to work. But it's not just work, it's that she was learning to take the bus and to cross multiple intersections, and that is Faith Cook. The next student, he is totally awesome. All kids are awesome, but he rocks the boat. He walked to and from Kroger by himself. He has advocated for JCTC, and he has completed several awful intersections, and that is London Henry. This next student has been working on locating items in the grocery store. And when we would go grocery shopping, he had one thing to look for: his Pop-Tarts. So he would have to listen to the different items on the aisle markers, and when he heard Pop-Tart, he knew that he was at the correct aisle. And that would be Corey Wallace. The next student, this is his first year at KSB, and he has done a wonderful job in traveling several areas, and he's had a lot of determination to complete several routes, and has done a fantastic job, and that is Jackson Sanders. This next young man has strived in self-advocating for himself and being prepared and trying to cross several intersections, light controlled and stop sign, that has advocated if there was an issue. And as Alex Hitzelberger, self-advocated. This next young man has worked on traveling independently in semi-business areas and has completed between 8 and 10 blocks, and that is Brock Fannin. This next young man has been working on street safety with me with the Department of Louisville and locating different curbs that need to be repaired and talking about different intersections, and has brought a great deal of strengths with this area, and that is E.J. Bauer. This next young man, strong senior, will do well. He does a great job in self-advocating in many areas, and his on different locations where we have been traveling, he is self-advocated, such as I need a break, can we do this intersection again? And a very strong self-advocate, and will do well. Caleb Adams.
Our next awards presentation will be Ms. Rader and Ms. Dow. Yes, no?
So I have 2 awards today. The first student, he can always tell when he comes in the classroom if someone's having a rough day, whether it be a teacher or another student. He's our class comedian. Thanks for always making things fun. The best sense of humor award goes to Bregan Fanning. And the next award is a student that has improved greatly this year. He does in his independent skills, whether it's his O&M skills, doing his work jobs independently, using his communication, his AAC device. You've come so far. Way to go, Brandon. The most improved award goes to Brandon Sears.
I'm Yaya Radar. I'm also a special ed teacher. So my first award is the Perseverance Award, and I'm giving this Perseverance Award to Micah because Micah works very hard in school. When things get tough, he pushes through, he steps up his game, and he does a great job each and every time. Good job, Micah. And then my next word is going to Corey Wallace. Corey works hard each day in class, and he always has a willingness to do things, no matter what I ask him to do. He goes above and beyond. Good job, Corey.
Now, Ms. Stonemeyer, our physical therapist.
I have 3 awards today, and I thought I would start them in order of how long I've known these students. So the first student I have had in PT for about 4 years, I'm guessing, and this young man is always ready to do the work, but it was a struggle for him. So I'm asking him to do things that cross his body. He's gonna do things that make him work hard. He always had a smile on his face and a sweat on his brow, and I'm telling you, it was 5 times harder for him to do the things that I asked him to do, and I've watched him progress over the years. I'm really proud of him. At the middle of this school year, he decided to start running on the treadmill because he realized that raising his heart rate was a cool thing. And so my award for such a hard worker over the last 4 years goes to John Taylor. My student, if I did the math right, I've had for about 12 years. And this young man always has a smile on his face. Doesn't mean he's always working hard, but he's always smiling. And over the last 12 years, the learning curve has definitely improved. He works very hard, saw the biggest improvement over the Zoom meetings during the pandemic. And I feel like he was at home. He was so proud to show his brother and his mom what he was doing. So sometimes we find some silver linings in the COVID, and that definitely happened with this man. But then when he came back to school, he kept that same level of intensity, which was really fun to see. So this award goes to my superstar who always sweats it out in my class, Corey Wallace. And I will give you a Corey for that too. You're not hugging me, Corey. I'll give you that hug later. My last student, I've had him since he was 5 years old. The day that I met him, it was hard to understand him. It took me about 10 minutes to realize, once he found out I was the PT, he wanted to learn to jump. And I was like, well, there's lots of things that we could work on, like not tripping, clearing your feet, working on balance, and he was always smiling, wanted to work on jumping. Well, we learned to jump somewhere along the way. We really did get close to each other. For the number of hours, minutes we've spent together, probably the most minutes I've spent with anybody here. And he developed this amazing ability with the little kids. So a lot of times I see progress in PT. This young man goes out of his way to inspire the other little kids that are in my room. They know when he's coming down the hall, because he sometimes makes some noise. But I know you have lots of jobs ahead of you, but I just want to put a strong case for if you can get with some young kids, because I think that's your calling. And when you said to me last week that you were really going to miss me, I think I've never felt, so appreciative of all the time that we've spent together. So this last award goes to Alex Hitzelberger.
Next is Matt Farwell.
Hi everyone, I'm Matt Farwell. I am our health and PE teacher here at KSB. My first award today is unfortunately for someone who isn't here today, which might be good and bad because he probably wouldn't like all of the praise I'm about to heap on him, and he might have some choice words for me that probably aren't allowed in the cafeteria and on school grounds. But this student has grown a lot in their social skills this year and decreased the amount of choice words that we hear from him. He still doesn't like to see it in the morning, so luckily I have him second period. And we kind of turned our day around and we put him on a good start, and just his willingness to talk to other people and use appropriate and more high school related conversations with them, and just seeing him now go out of his way to talk to people in his class and to start to make some friends who are his age is really cool to see. So my Social Butterfly Award goes to John Ballard. My next award is, I think, the only high schooler I've had all 3 years I've been here, so I've really been able to see his growth in 3 different classes. This student has really taken on a leadership role with his peers in class, whether it's helping them find out where the basketball hoop is, helping me run an activity so him and another peer can play basketball while I'm helping some of the other students in class. Really being a leader as far as what classroom procedures look like. If you would have told me 3 years ago that's what this student would be doing, he's become a coach in the classroom for me, and I really appreciate it. So Colton Peters is our coach. And our last award today today. And high school PE, something we really try to focus on is lifelong activities, things you can do once you leave this campus, these not four walls, but all of these walls. And sometimes it's really tough to find just a 5-on-5 basketball game, but you can usually find things like a weight room or a yoga studio, or so being able to be physically fit yourself in life is something that's really important. In high school, we had one student who really took to the weight room and the idea of trying to lift and better themselves and compare to what they had been doing before and how it was starting to feel muscle-wise and what muscles had worked, as well as kind of understanding the etiquette in lifting facility, putting the weights back, wiping down. He was really interested in that, and he really appreciated all of that. So my high school weight room warrior is Brandon Marini.
I'm next. I'm Sandra Miller, high school math teacher. I have several students that I'd like to recognize for their academic achievements and for their contributions to our classroom. My first student here is absent today. Macy Spiegelmeyer gets the Bright Outlook Award. Throughout the year, Macy has faced many new challenges. Throughout it all, she smiles, she's friendly to everyone, always looks for creative solutions to problems, and is always happy to learn new things. So my Bright Outlook Award goes to Macy Spiegelmeyer. The next award is called Loves Learning. This award goes to Stephen. He works each day to learn new mathematical concepts and skills. He loves to learn and is grateful for the lessons that we do each day. And I just have to say, it's so nice to have a student in the class period that says, thank you for teaching me today. So Stephen, love learning. The next student is a curious mathematician. Her questions always helped all the others in the classroom. We call them clarification questions, and not every student feels comfortable asking, but she did and helped all the other students. So my curious mathematician goes to Lexi Ballard. The next award is Growth in Mathematical Reasoning. As the year progressed, this student stepped into the challenging thinking and reasoning that's required to be successful in Algebra 1. And so the growth in mathematical thinking and reasoning goes to Valerie Alvarez. This student, I call this award the Classroom Helper. It goes to Sophia. She's been a wonderful student to have at the end of the day. I have her 7th period this year, and whether I asked her or not, she always helped put away any items that were left out throughout the day. I've never even had to ask, and she just took it upon herself to be the best classroom helper. So thank you, Sophia. My next award is called the Critical Thinker in Algebra 2. This goes to Brandon Marini. He always puts a lot of thought into his assignments. He really pushed himself to understand complex material in Algebra 2. He expanded his resources by taking it upon himself to learn how to use an online calculator called Desmos, and he used that to further his understanding in Algebra 2. So Critical Thinker, Brandon Marini. And this award is called the Perseverance in Algebra 2. It's a pretty tough course. You take it your junior year. It takes a lot of hard work. This young lady always shows up, and she shows up to work. Not one day went by when she wasn't ready to learn. Her cheerful attitude is contagious, and she's just a wonderful student to have in class. So Mahogany, you get the Perseverance in Algebra 2. Up next is Miss Becky Steves.
Hi, I'm Becky Spees. I'm the high school English teacher, and I have a few awards today. The first award goes to, in my freshman English class, the student who had the highest GPA in the class was Caleb Robinson. The second award goes to another freshman English student. This year we had the 8th grade, the 9th grade, and the 10th grade involved in playwriting with a person from Actors Theater who came and taught them about playwriting, and they loved it. It was so much fun, and I had a few that really excelled, so I wanted to point them out. And one of them is Caleb Robinson, so he gets an Exceptional Playwriting Award. Another freshman student who gets this award, the Exceptional Playwriting Award, goes to Lexi Ballard. Another freshman award goes to another person who did a playwriting project. It was so fun, so funny, so clever, and it was read by our Rail Readers Theater, and this one goes to Layla Graldenegger. Moving on to the sophomore English class, this student got the highest GPA in the English class, and that goes to Valerie Alvarez. Another sophomore English student wrote a play, and it was also funny and thoughtful and meaningful, and it was chosen as one that was going to be read by the Rail Readers Theater, but she wasn't able to be here, so it didn't actually get read, but it was really well written, it was funny, and I was really proud of her. This one goes to Alana Lard. Moving on to the junior English class. I have one award that goes to a student for the highest GPA in the class. And the student works hard every day. And when he's really tired, he stands up at the stand-up desk. And I'm really proud of him for that. And the highest GPA for the junior class goes to Brandon Moraney. I have one more award that goes to the senior who had the highest GPA in the class, the student that I've had since I got here 5 years ago, because I helped teach an 8th grade English class as well. And she comes in every day, ready to work, does everything to the best of her ability, and her grades show it. This highest GPA award goes to Erin Willoughby. Next is Adam Stockhausen.
Hold your excitement for just a second, Brandon. You'll get excited in a minute, but not because of anything I say. Hi, everybody. I'm Adam Stockhausen. I'm the high school science teacher here, as well as computer science and ECC, and odd jobs and various things. My first award goes to a freshman that's been in my computer science class this year, who not only has figured out how to excel at what he does in there, but also has helped other students to figure out what they're doing and help them out. And he's getting the Code Monkey Award, and I've been very impressed with it. It's Caleb Robinson. Unfortunately, he is. My next award goes to a student who, despite all of the crazy difficulties and stuff that she's run into all year long in my junior level science class, she's pushed through, she's tried really, really hard, even when things get super complicated, even when she's kind of down on herself, she still tries to push through and she figures things out to the best of her ability. And so she's getting the Perseverance Award, and this goes to Sophia Thompson. This next award is sort of being awarded by me on behalf of the other high school teachers. And it's something that I think we all agreed to, that this person has been a fantastic advocate for her classmates, has been outgoing, has helped other people out over and over and over again, and acts the way a leader should in basically all instances. And this is going to be the Wildcat Leadership Award, although I do need to reprint it because I made a typo and I only got it just a few minutes ago. And this is going to Mahogany Taylor for being incredible. My next 3 awards are going to be for seniors, and these are for citations of things that they have been doing a great job with, or are just really enthusiastic about. The first one goes to a student who I've known since, I believe he was in 7th grade, maybe? Something like that at this point. And he is an enthusiastic learner. He's been super excited about building things, in particular building things out of little bricks. AKA Legos, and he's very, very excited to share that information, share what he's done, share the things that he's going to be doing. In fact, I think he's got plans for how to sort of monetize that in the near future, and I'm really excited to hear about that. And this is the Lifelong Lego Lover Award, and this goes to Caleb Adams. Sort of obvious. This next one was sort of a surprise this year for me. Like I said, I teach an ECC class along with Mr. Mullins. I usually am the one that does more of the cooking aspect of it. In particular, I like to make complicated recipes, and a lot of our students are like, no, this is too much, Mr. Stockhouse, you need to pull back a little bit. But this particular student was the one who actually proposed several complicated recipes that we executed in class. And most everyone in the class really enjoyed them. We all tried it, not everybody liked it, but most of the kids were like, wow, this is really good when we had it. In particular, I'm thinking of a chicken curry that he proposed that we did. And so for his excellence in choosing fun and complicated and interesting recipes and doing his best to cook them, the ECC Chef Award goes to Jonte Moore. And my last award goes to a student that I just met this year. He's sort of shy, but if you get his attention with something that's sort of an archaic technology, he's like really into it. And he gets very excited about old computers and VHS things and all sorts of stuff like that from the 80s and 90s. But not super into the new stuff for some reason. I don't really know why. Anyways, the most likely to know what an 8-track tape is award goes to Jackson Sanders.
Next up is Mr. Roy Lampamachara.
So I have 4 awards here. First one, she's not here, but she did come back to KSB after a stint in a different middle school. But she came back about January, and she was able to basically get back into classes, get back into the swing of things here at KSB. So I'm giving the ground running award to Miss Lexi Ballard. One thing we have here at KSB is the opportunity for students to go out and get real world work experience. And part of that is through the World of Work program. And then we also are trying to transition into more of a co-op program as well, where some of our students will have a much longer stint instead of just 1 or 2 periods to be able to work. We've had 2 students that have accomplished that this school year. The first one, he was able to apply for a job through Kroger, go through the interview process, work his schedule and things like that. For the first Achievement in Co-op Award, we'll go to Mr. London Henry. And our second Achievement in Co-op Award goes to a student who was able to secure 2 jobs. So he was able to work on his morning course load and then be able to do his related services, and then also have places of employment in 2 locations. So I believe one was at a hair salon and another was at a food bank. All right, and this Achievement in Co-op Award will go to Mr. Alex Hitzelberger. And finally, this award goes to a person who really likes to make sure that she is outwardly her best. She usually comes in pretty well dressed, sometimes with highlighter color shorts that might be a little questionable, but for the most part, she normally looks her best and isn't afraid to show it. So this I call the Fashionista Award. And anybody know who this is going to? Miss Tamaya Jordan.
All right, I'm next. I'm Mr. Swinger. I'm the social studies teacher for middle and high school, and I have one award to give out, and it's the Historian Award. And this is going to go out to the one student who truly is passionate about history. He is the student that if I were to say U.S. history, he could be kind of like going into a sleep and his eyes will perk up and he's like, boom, like, a deer in headlights, and he's like, and just like, okay, what, I got it, and he has all this information, and probably sometimes he knows more than I do about the U.S. history. He lives and breathes it, reenacts it on the weekends, and I would say he's somewhat my spirit animal. I wish I could go hang out with him on the weekends when he gets that opportunity. And this Historian Award goes out to E.J. Holden. Next up is Mr. Bowen Mullins. Where are you at? There we go.
Alright, so for those of you who were at the sports banquet, I'm just going to continue that from last night because I didn't get to finish everything. Actually, I spend most of my time here trying to get out of work, so I'll pawn some of these awards off to Mr. Kyle Socha if you'll come on up. My first award goes to the person with the highest GPA in World of Work, and that goes to the same person who went to last year, Mr. Eric Echeverria. I'm a fence mender here at KSB. I don't like the drama. We're trying to make friends here, not enemies. So, and that being said, Mr. Socha is going to give out these next 2 awards.
So, Mr. Mullins has asked me to give out these last 2 because these 2, they've only put up with a little bit of my stuff this year. The first award goes to probably the student that I was most afraid was going to cut me when I wasn't paying attention. I may or may not have teased them a little bit throughout the year. So this first award is the Tell It Like It Is award because she for sure told me what it was. She will also snap and recognize a counterfeit bill within probably a half second. So if you're trying to pass off any fake hundreds, don't. All right, this award goes to Faith Cook. This next award is the School Store Employee of the Year Award. Mr. Mullins, I think we need to change this for Employee of the Decade Award. The amount this person's put up with my stuff. I have to admit, I've been giving this student as much of a hard time since I first met him, so I really think that he's done a great job this year. Even though he had disagreed with me on a lot of things, because I still think a social cent and a price peso should count as real money. It was printed in America, so it should be American currency. All right, but the School Store Employee of the Year Award goes to Brock Van.
And up next will be Miss Courtney Schuster, our school counselor.
Good afternoon. I just wanted to give a couple of awards. We every year we do testing at the end of the school year. Used to be known as KPREP, but a few years ago they changed it to KSA, which is Kentucky Summative Assessment. And these tests are developed by Kentucky teachers. They align with the Kentucky academic standards in each content area. The tests are given in grades 3 through 8, 10 and 11 to Kentucky public school students. And there's assessments in reading and mathematics, science, social studies, writing, and editing mechanics. These assessments are a measure of student proficiency and progress on the state content standards. And these awards that I'm actually giving out are for last year's testing, since it's done the last couple weeks of school. These are actually awards for last year, the 2021-2022 school year. So, okay, the students will be receiving a medal, and on the back of the medal is braille KSA, so they will remember it's for their Kentucky Summative Assessment. And this student actually is receiving 3 medals. They received a proficient scoring in editing mechanics, social studies, and writing. And the student is Eric Echeverria. We have another student that is proficient in the area of editing mechanics, and that is Mr. Lyndon Henry. And this last KSA award, unfortunately the student's not here today, this student actually scored distinguished in reading, and this will go to Jaden Robinson. To recognize a couple of students. There was a scholarship that came out called the Powered by Inclusion Scholarship. It's provided by the Kentucky Department of Education and the Office of Special Education and Early Learning. It's a scholarship that they award to Kentucky high school students with disabilities. It's named after the U.S. Department of Labor's theme, which is America's Recovery, Powered by Inclusion. And this scholarship is a non-renewable $2,500 award to use at any in or out-of-state college or university, training program, or post-secondary educational opportunity. Students must have an IEP, and they also must obtain post-secondary readiness through career or academic. The scholarships are awarded in 57 Kentucky public school districts. And these 2 students, if you will please stand so we can congratulate you, are Tamaya Jordan and Eric Echeverria. Well done, guys. Go ahead and sit down for me. Good job. The last thing, we actually have a special presentation today, a special scholarship presentation. So if that person will come up to the podium, if they would like to present, come on up, please.
Good afternoon, friends, faculty, staff, and students of KSB. I am Dr. Tanika East, and on behalf of the Beta Upsilon Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated in Frankfort, Kentucky, I am here to present the 2023 Janice Powell House School Scholarship. This year's recipient is a dual student at Kentucky School for the Blind and Central High School. This student is extremely active. In school, she is a member of the track and field, cheerleading, and bowling teams. Outside of school, at the Kentucky Dance Academy, this young lady dances ballet, tap, jazz, and contemporary pieces. She has had the pleasure of modeling in fashion shows in Nashville, Los Angeles, and yes, New York City. This student also finds time to give back to her community by volunteering with Girls Who Lead, the Lions Club of Frankfort, and Camp Crescendo, where she's able to share others on how she lost her sight. This 12-year brain tumor survivor will be a freshman at the University of Kentucky, majoring in merchandise, apparel, and textile to pursue her own Braille fashion line. She wants the world to know that just because she's blind doesn't mean she can't achieve. I have the esteemed honor and privilege to award this $1,000 scholarship to my daughter, Ms. Tamaya Jordan.
Thank you again, everybody, for attending, and this is always one of my favorite things of the year, seeing all the awards, and we really have a wonderful, special group of kids here, and again, for families and parents that are here, we appreciate your support because your kids are special and wonderful because of you, so thank you. That concludes our award ceremony for high school, and parents, if you're going to take your students home, if you could just make sure to sign them out. The rest of you all who are staying till the end of the day, you're staying in here. Yay. So you get to see me, there's a stage up behind me, so I'm going to be on the stage tap dancing. So. I see more of you are going to be going home, but anyways, thank you again for coming, everybody, and we'll look forward to seeing folks tonight.